Why do you think that they're doing what they're doing?
It's just the demand for it.
To make money.
It's not for money.
Yes, it is to make money.
It's not all about
Yes,
money.
it
It's
is.
all about just food subsistence for us. Why do you think they're farmers? They're just not there to make money from animals.
Do you have time for a conversation?
I made this tool.
I guess I do.
Okay. I'm on YouTube Live. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to put this on.
Exactly.
We're better than that.
Okay.
IQ test?
No, it's not an IQ test. So I just want to make sure both. Okay. So do you think that it's okay for the more powerful or different types of people to oppress people that are less powerful or different than they are?
No, it's not.
Okay. So any type of exploitation, like if somebody looks different, talks a different language, all that, not right to oppress anyone.
No, because if you are in the less powerful shoe, you don't want anyone above you to take advantage of you. So
Absolutely.
it's like be treated how you want to be treated.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So what about, when we think about that, what about the animals that are born for our use and killed, like in slaughterhouses, or even the animals that are sold here? What do you think about that?
That's a hard subject to talk about, just because in a big population we have to have, I'm not saying we have to have all of them, but we have to have some of them to feed the population we have. Slaughterhouses are a little bit inhumane, but they still serve their purpose to feed everyone around. Because you look back back in the day, it was just big farms and it was all done by hand, but the bigger the population gets, the more farms are needed and less people are willing to work on those farms. That's actually so slaughterhouses become more practical in today's use now, which is a little sad, but it's the necessary thing. And then selling of animals and stuff like that, it depends on the animal. I get some animals are breeded wrongly, which isn't right, but then it depends on how the animal is sold, I would say.
Okay. So it's okay to oppress other sentient beings for our use because you feel it's necessary to do that to feed everyone or have everybody have their bodies.
We're not really oppressing them. It just we have dominion over them. I say I'm a Christian, and I read the Bible, and God says we have dominion over any animal or thing in the air, any foul beast among the land. It's so that's our purpose is for them to feed us pretty much, like cows, pigs, chickens, and all that.
Okay.
So that's their whole purpose is to live, eat, and then die, and then that they're supposed to feed us.
Okay. So, all right, there's a lot of stuff that you threw out at me, so I'm going to start. Okay, number one, we don't need to kill and breed all the animals that we're breeding into existence to kill for us to eat, because there's plenty of other choice options that we can use to get all our protein, all our nutrition, instead of bringing suffering into the world. Okay.
Yeah.
And also ecologically, it's horrible. So I think it's 70 to 80% of our land is used to feed those animals before we kill them, so that then people can eat them. So there's a lot of land that's being used to take care of these animals. It can be used to actually just feed the people.
Yeah.
And this would solve a lot of poverty crisis, ecological, and suffering in the world, because animals are sentient beings. So we're animals too.
Yeah.
And so the animals that are used by us, they have emotions just like we do. They have their own subjective experiences. And so just because maybe their goal may not be to go to the market, it might be to walk over to the other end of the field and see one of their friends or do something, it doesn't mean it's worth any less than our experience.
Yeah.
So, and as far as the Bible goes, so that's something that has been, I went to Catholic school for 12 years, okay? So I'm familiar with all that. But over the years, it's been very twisted because of interpretations. And if you look at the Den of Thieves, Jesus went in there and he was upset about all of the killing.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the money, it was about the killing.
It was about the money as well, because
Well,
they
yeah,
was using a lot of the money for their own purposes.
So there's this movie called Christspiracy, and it talks about, have you ever heard that?
I've not, no.
So it talks about the Bible and how people have used animals. They use the Bible, and I know I'm not trying to offend you because I know this is your belief system, but they use the Bible as a way to support the suffering of animals.
Okay.
So it's something that you might want to watch. I'm going to give you a card. I'm not done talking to you yet. I hope not. But if you scan this, it has some different documentaries on there. I believe Christspiracy is on there as well. And it's really interesting. It talks about how animals have been used and it's been justified. So when we look at traditions, just because something has been done for a very long time doesn't mean that it's the right thing, right?
No. But it's in our generation, it's hard to get rid of traditions because depending on the tradition, so many people is doing it now.
So how do we make change in the world?
It's about getting a large group of people, the majority of people come together to at least to try and think the same or come to a conclusion about whatever the subject could be. But so many people have their own ideas and their own ways of thinking, so it's always kind of hard to have everyone to come to their own way of thinking together to have that change.
Starts
And
one
then
person at a time.
It does. It really does. But then it's also you're going against the higher ups as well, like just the government and people like that, who as soon as they see change, they try to any way to stop that change from happening more and more. And so it's always just trying to get the more and more people to come together. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's you have to decide if you want to let the system discourage you, or you want to see the type of world that you want to live in, because the system that animals go through is normalized violence. When you think about it, would you ever kill your own animal? Like, if you had to kill your own animals in order for you to continue eating them, would you be willing to do that?
Well, it depends on the animal. Like, I butchered chickens and filleted fish before. Like, that's part of our lifestyle, or sometimes is like that's how we gotta survive. You gotta kill our own animals that we have. We grow them, feed them, and all that. But then at the end, we still have to kill them in the end.
Because you need money.
Well, it's
right?
not for money. It's just for food.
It's for your food. Where do you live?
I live out in Canby right now.
Okay. So do you have a grocery store near you?
Yeah.
Is that how you primarily get your food?
Most of the time, yeah.
So right now, are you raising animals?
Currently, no.
Okay. And as far as fish, did you know that they have pain receptors? And that they feel...
I think I heard that before, but...
Yeah, I mean, for instance, would you feel good if a hook went through the side of your face and then you were dragged down into the water to suffocate?
I mean, you can't really compare us to animals because animals are just their own beings versus us. Like, we can't just treat all animals like a human being as well. It's like, do you have the difference between like pets, animals, and then actual like food animals?
I'm going to stop you right there. What makes the difference? Because pigs are smarter or just as smart as dogs, yet people slaughter them, and cows are very maternal. You know that when they're separated from their calves, when the calves are born, they bellow out. They're upset about being separated from their newborn.
Yeah. But that's just life. I mean.
Oh, really?
It is just
Really?
life.
And
Yes.
okay, so do you have a girlfriend or
I do not. I had one, but
Okay.
things ended. Though.
Now, if she had a baby, and then that baby was taken away from the both of you, how would you feel?
I mean, I feel upset about it and sad, depending on how it got taken away from me.
You're outrageous. I think that you're really downplaying how you would feel in that type of situation.
I mean, I've never been in that situation, so I don't honestly know how I would feel. Like, I'm just saying what I think I would feel. I feel upset and
Do you
sad.
think you'd be okay with kidnapping?
No, it's not okay.
Okay. And what about if someone used, say you had a girlfriend or a wife, and someone used her to make babies over and over again without her consent?
Okay, that's just rape, and that's immoral right there.
So what do you think is happening to the animals that are born into that system, and the farmer keeps inseminating them by sticking his whole arm inside of them, and then they're consistently pregnant without their consent?
I mean, farmers should have ethical, reasonable things for the things they do. Like, yeah, just because they're farmers doesn't mean they could just continually reproduce a cow that is the main reproduce one.
Why do you think that they're doing what they're doing?
It's just the demand for
To
it.
make money.
It's not for just for money. It's
Yes, it is to make money.
It's not all about
Yes, it
money.
is.
It's all about just food subsistence for us. Why do you think they're farmers? They're just not there to make money from animals. They
Yes,
are
they
also
are,
they're there
because
to provide
that's their
food for the
living.
people as well.
But that's their living. They're commodifying
But you don't see a lot of
beings.
farmers being just rich and living in mansions. They
That
just
doesn't matter. They're still making a
that
living.
does matter because then that's the reason they're using the money for, to live a better lifestyle. They don't usually use money just to like, oh, I'm rich. But no, they use the money to live a better lifestyle. But no, they're still living on the farm in a farmhouse or something like that.
I didn't say they were rich, but they're making a living
But you're
off
saying
of.
they're using it for money though.
But they are. They're commodifying sentient beings. Now let me tell you, there's been thousands of studies done, and there's the Cambridge and the New York Declaration of Consciousness that has stated that we should not be treating animals this way because they are sentient, conscious beings. So I want you to think about that. You can look that up. I'm not going to keep you here any longer. You know, I disagree with you, and I challenge you to kind of watch those documentaries and open your mind about things. The Crispiracy one you might really be interested in too, just because of the religious slant. And
So is your topic just like not to kill animals anymore then, really? Or just we should all treat all animals like humans then as well?
I'm here with my group, Anti-Animal Use Advocacy, and we talk about veganism to people. Veganism is not just a diet. It is a belief, a moral principle that you don't exploit other sentient beings.
Gotcha.
And so we don't believe in exploiting animals. We don't use animals. I mean, my boots are like vegan leather, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't buy anything that has animal products. It's been tested on animals. So,
Well, my just personal belief, I say, yes, it became a time where we started abusing animals, especially farm animals, just for the power of it, because we have the power over them. But they still are, we have dominion over them to feed us and to give us like our clothing and all that. That's their whole purpose in life, is to provide for us.
It's not.
That's my belief.
Yeah,
But
it's
this is
not.
why there's different beliefs. This is why like a lot of things can't
my
come together.
belief doesn't kill and demand the exploitation of breeding into existence to kill another sentient being.
Yeah.
So I believe in nonviolence, and you believe in violence against
Well,
innocent.
I don't believe in violence.
Yes,
like,
you do.
I want to harm another
You do,
person.
but when you go
see,
and you buy
that's
it,
the difference. You saying you don't believe in violence, but it's like I don't believe in violence either, because I'm not gonna just go up and kill someone else just because I can.
I know, but
I would kill another animal to feed me. Like
but you
I don't
demand,
do it for fun though.
But you demand it every time you go to the store and you purchase something that used to be alive that wanted to live.
Okay.
You demand it. You said it yourself that there's a demand.
Yeah.
The farmers are feeding a demand. Well, you're the one causing that. So you're the one that's perpetuating a system of death and suffering. So
Well, it's also depends on what I'm buying from the store. I'm not just going buying it just whatever. I go buy certain products, and like if it's locally grown or anything like that, I'm not just gonna go like, oh, this is the biggest company that does this stuff.
what's the difference? Because the animals are still getting used and then killed.
Well, it's more of a like, if you're supporting your community,
Yeah.
that's your locally grown stuff and locally butcher stuff, instead of, oh, I'm just going to go for like Kellogg's, whatever they serve. And that's just, you're actually helping that food chain now. And then that's where that big demand of a lot of things. And that's where I'm not saying nothing against like big companies, but some of them are just taking advantage of that, like the slaughterhouses and stuff like that, and like cage-free birds and chickens, but you see semis driving down the highway with chickens in cages half the time.
They're coming from the small farms too. That's the thing. Smaller farms, a lot of them aren't allowed to butcher or kill their own animals, and even if they were, it doesn't mean they're right. If someone was holding you captive in a basement, all right, and giving you everything that here's some food, and you would still even have it better than those poor pigs and cows and chickens, okay, living in somebody's basement probably.
Yeah.
And they had control over you, your whole autonomy, and then one day they said, you know what, I think it's time to kill you. Would you be okay with that?
I mean, I wouldn't be okay, but I mean,
No, you wouldn't be okay with that.
I would have nothing to do against that, though.
Would you want somebody to care and maybe stop that cycle of this person keeping people in their basements?
Yeah.
Yeah. So put yourself in the animal's place, okay? Because they have relationships, they have social circles, they have feelings, they feel pain. You know that with piglets, they rip their teeth out so they don't attack each other because they're so distraught about being in the system, and they cut their tails off, no anesthesia. How would you like it if somebody ripped your tooth out without any anesthesia? Would you like that?
I mean, no, but I mean, I kind of had
No,
that.
No, but.
But you're just going for the majority, not the majority. Oh, my bad. I just need to retract that statement.
You know what?
I see. This is like this is why a lot of people can't come together, just because they have their own different beliefs. Like, I respect your belief on like you go and pay.
I don't want you to respect my belief. I
Well,
want
I'm
you to
going
respect the animals.
I respect animals.
I don't
like I'm not gonna abuse them, but I'm like, we still have dominion over them.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't. This is
Yeah.
where our conversation is going to end. Go
Okay.
watch Christspiracy. All right, stop being so manipulated by religion. Yes, you are.
I'm not abusing animals
Yes,
for
you
the
are.
benefit. I'm just killing
You're still-
them.
you're
If
still-
I lived on a farm, I would kill my animals just for my own benefit.
But you don't live on a farm right now.
I'm just saying, if I did, everyone doesn't have land, and you talk about farm animals, the selling of land for slaughterhouses and all that. But you look at a lot of land is just being sold for development, for people to live in another house, even though they could live from house to house to house. It's just you're also supporting that demand for selling of farmland, which is also farmland for like fruits and vegetables, but just to go live in another house. Though you look at any city nowadays, a lot of that land used to be farmland. Like in Canby,
There's still trillions of animals being killed worldwide every single day. I'm not here to talk about land. There's homeless people all over the place. Meanwhile, we're using the land more to feed animals in order to kill them, whereas we could be using all that land to grow other things instead of feeding the animals first and then feeding us. It makes no sense. So there's some resources on there. Please look at them.
I will take a look at it.
My name's Rebecca. What's your name?
Abraham.
Abraham. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm sorry, I don't have my hand sanitizer.
Oh, no, you're all good.
I don't want to germ
I
you up
respect
either.
that,
Thank you for having a conversation with me. I appreciate
Of
you.
course. And, I mean, thank you for this. I mean, it makes me think about the bigger picture sometimes and not just living in my own small world. So I appreciate this.
Put yourself in the victim's place. You don't think of them as on the same level as humans, and you should, because we are animals too. They have feelings, so just try and think about how you would feel if you were in their place, okay? All right? Okay, you take care. Yeah, I don't know. He's probably not going to go vegan He's pretty stubborn. Maybe he'll watch Conspiracy. I don't know. I was getting a little frustrated. I'm trying to be kind, but when people start bringing in tradition and why they think that it's okay to kill other beings just because it's been done for a very long time, and then saying all kinds of things that aren't true about land use and the animals that we have dominion over, animals, no. I don't think so. Not happening.